Yeah, that's what they said on the news this morning. Person I play with was wanting me to get it to play with it, and Christmas, of course, he let it be my choice, and of course, I'm a good friend, so I did it. There these early 2000s with the programming and everything. They says there's a new one, and they're with waiting to find out. They're with the anyway, this general thing here sets your difficulty of how hard things are, how much damage a dinosaur can do, damage you can do, and the list just goes down and down and down and down and down. Test and check, test and check, test and check, test and check. I would go through and explain each one of them to you, but that will do you no good whatsoever because you will not remember it. So it doesn't matter. Test and check, test and check, test and check. Advanced. Basically, that's stuff for when you get up into the higher levels. I will get into that here in a minute. And it's also test and check, test and check, test and check, test and check, test and check. Some of the stuff you think it means one thing, but it ends up being another, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, you're just going to have to look into it. This last one here, it is the icons that you will allow in your gameplay, meaning that you turn them off, you can't build them, and people who are in your world can't build them as well. There is a section which at the beginning where you can just join a public session where it has anybody and everyone, and then you have your private ones here where you can host ones where they're limited to where you can travel around you, and you basically control everything. You're like the king. And then then there's variances. I'm still trying to figure them out, or I'd walk you through a quick tutorial of them. But it gets more complicated. Like I said, it reminds me of the video games that I played in the late 90s, early 2000s. There with PC and some of the consoles, but you know, they're with the consoles usually try for an easier target, and for younger children, this here seems to be for a harder target and an older class of players. I would say probably like War of the Worlds. I know, what was it? What was it? World of Warcraft. That's the name of it. There, that slipped my mind. Doesn't matter. Anyway. There it is. If you don't want anybody to join you, you click on private match right there, and nobody can spawn. Said that he could still invite me over even though it was on private, but I didn't test it to see if he was telling the truth or that he knows. But he's usually pretty up and up on what certain little things are. He's a help. He's not a good source, but he's a help. Anyway, and you hit accept, and of course the internet's gonna go. So time is looks like morning, right? No, evening, maybe. This is the west, that's the sun, this is the southwest. Yeah, this may be evening. Anyway, this is not the spawn location in which I started. This is a little advanced further into the game that you end up over in this area. I spawn in over here. You see this highway? There's a road right here. This is kind of the dirt road of it, but there's like a major highway right over here. This is more like my driveway. Here, there with right here, there's a major highway. And I'll probably get killed out here if I don't watch it. Where's it at? Right here. Major highway. Right there. See the major highway? Right there. And the big old beautiful dinosaur. Alright. My first day playing, we spawned in on the beach over there about where that green beaker is. And my friend who bought the game for me, he built a house right over there. And I said, I don't want to live over there. And he said, why not? And I said, well, all the dinosaurs and the alligators and the killer fish and everything comes down to the water to drink. So all we're going to do is get killed over and over again. And he was like, no, 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 no. Well, after dying like 100 times, I convinced him that we needed to come this way. He started to build one here because he thought this is what I meant, and I said no. When I was out and you were getting on to me because I was running off and leaving you because you kept dying and I kept on outsmarting the programming, I came over here and I found this major highway right here, which this actually is a major highway. It starts down there on the cove down there, like people have been coming in with a boat, and it's getting dark. I'm going to die if I don't get back home. Anyway. And when I found this major highway, I was like, hey, this looks like a nice little gravel road off here. So I went down the gravel road. And I was coming down the gravel road here. And then I was like, oh, wow, look at all these trees. And, oh, look, a turtle. And look, another turtle. And look, oh, another turtle. Oh, look, another turtle. And it was like, oh, man, there's turtles everywhere. And I made a wrong turn. Anyway, and I go down here, and there's the rock. And I kind of just kept following off. And then I came upon this grove of trees right here. And I was like, wow, look at that rock bluff up there. That'd be a great place to build a house right there on those rock bluffs. I mean, nothing can get up there that's very big. And then I started looking around here. And right there's a beehive. And my friend says I can't build by a beehive because beehives are dangerous. So we went on down the road. And there was trees everywhere and turtles everywhere. And I was like, yeah, this is great, man. This is great. This is where I want to live, with all these turtles and under all these trees and with all these rocks. And there was these beautiful rock formations out here that looked like the Stonehenge. It's like they put in like 3 or 4 Stonehenges out here. It was like, you know, looked almost like sculptured rocks and everything. And I was like, this is awesome. And then right here, underneath this bluff right here, there was this grove of trees that ran right down through here. You see this leaf stuff? That was on the inside of the trees. And there was like 3 turtles right here under these trees living here. And I was like, yeah, this is where I want to live, right here underneath these trees. And he's like, are you sure? And I said, yes, I want to live right here underneath these trees. It's these trees and this bluff. This is where I want to live. This is where I want to build my house. And he was like, okay. And I said, the reason why I want to build here is because these trees right here will make a natural air conditioner, and this bluff here would make a natural air conditioner, and it'll be cool here all the time. It'll never be hot here because of the trees and the bluff. And he goes, okay, that's fine. This is a good place. And I said, okay, just right up on the hill up here. Just go as high up on the hill as you possibly can and put in a foundation, and let's build us a camp here. And he said, okay. And I said, okay. So then I went down this way to go to the woods over there. And as you can see, the woods are still there. I went over there to the woods to get some woods. And when I come back, half my trees were gone. And I was like, man, what are you doing? I wanted this house here because I wanted those trees there. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. They'll spawn back. And I said, okay. Well, the next day, I log in and I talk to a couple more of my friends that play the game, and they go, "Oh, we're so sorry that he did that to you. Don't worry, they'll spawn back. It's nothing to worry about. If you want those trees there, you should be able to keep those trees there, and we'll help you get through to him. That we'll keep those. That you need to keep those trees there because you want those trees there." Okay. We all jump into the world, and I start working on this here and working on that there. And I start going way off into the woods and getting lost in the woods and having trouble finding my way back because I'm off in the woods somewhere farming for trees and rock way away from where I wanted to live here with the turtles and the trees. And every time I'd come back, more rocks would be gone, more trees would be gone. And then eventually I go off and I come back and there is not one tree in front of my house. There's no turtles anywhere. All the rock formations are gone. And everything that I loved about this place is gone. Even though everybody on the server agreed verbally with me that they would leave these trees and those rocks alone. Again, here lies the life lesson. Anyway. Fiber on it. Cannot figure out how to get it to stop doing that. It made enough chess pieces that I have now 7 chess pieces, and I click the button once to make 1 chess piece. that was another one. I made everyone a set of clothes, and then when I told them they all had clothes in the box, they went and made their own clothes. The controls are really complicated. I'd walk you through how to do the controls, but it's really complicated, and it will do you no good for me to walk you through them. In fact, it would probably just confuse you, and then you probably won't remember it anyways, so there's no real point in that either. Just keep working on it, plugging away on it. Try not to get too frustrated. Unless I have the third one. We'll make the third one. Do I have the stuff to make the third one? No, I do not have the stuff to make the third one. Anyway, that is called the Thrush Ceiling. Am I saying that right? Thrush Ceiling. Thatch ceiling right there, and I don't have any things. It needs to be fiber, which is used to make rope, thrush, which is like leafings and stuff from treetops, and wood, which is basically trees. And I am out of wood, completely out of wood. There with, like I said, long trips out to the middle of nowhere, and then come back to find locals gone. And I'm sure if I jumped their case, or anybody else jumped their case about the whole thing, they would go, well, I was out there farming rock out there too, but I was out there farming small rocks that were in the way of free movement around the big rocks, not the big rocks. I haven't quite figured this thing out. I suggested we use it to go and get materials, and I was told I couldn't do it, so that you could only put food that the animal eats in the animal, and then I started putting stuff in the animal that was other than food in which the animal ate, and it around for me. I did not insist or demand that there with the whole thing, but yeah, I tamed this thing here. It was my first date, and I found him caught in a tree, and he couldn't move, so I tamed him. Now he's going to be my pack mule. As soon as day breaks. Controller.
Yeah, the back is falling off.
There with I had to move all the chairs around and then turn this one over to get it out of it last night.
Do nothing wrong.
Well, I thought I took the steel out of here. Did I put it in here? Yeah, I did. And done.
Anyway.
Did you get the old computer to start working again? Alright. She must really like it. Alright. Oh, we gotta level up. Right? Yeah, I gotta level up. Alright, that's the last thing I want to walk you through before I go back to all the tedious, long, hard work that goes into this game. This is not you hop out of the spawn of creating your character, pick up a Uzi, and take off and start killing things. This is a you wake up on the beach, butt naked, with no food, no water, and everything in the environment wanting to kill you. All right, there's nothing to help you, nothing to come to help you, and if you're on a public and you find somebody who's nice, the person who's nice in public will help you. Here on my private world, there with random people that apparently know the people I know, or apparently know me, or could even be the people that I know with other characters. Who knows? That they didn't name their characters, which I named mine, of course. And they're called human, and then there's a number after. The numbers are random. They're at the, and then there's the level, the actual level of the characters. And David and I've had a few people spawn in level 200s and actually kill me while I'm at my base or when I'm in the woods. Stuff like that, and they have no name on them. And then when you pop back on and try to find them, they're nowhere to be found anywhere. I guess they spawn on and then leave or whatever because it's a private session. Nobody's allowed on the session unless you invite them. When you put it in private, it's completely private. Not even the friends of friends can spawn on a friend into the session. Anyway, this is the leveling up system. I have not quite yet figured it out. I grasped the majority of it, but not all of it yet. And then you get sent to this stuff here after you accept the level up. It was supposed to give me better crafting skills, which it increases the speed in which I can craft and what things I can craft on the list. Down in the left-hand corner down there, you see it says $3.99. $3.99 is the score of the amount of points I can spend purchasing things in here. I came in and the first thing you come to is weaponry and clothing. Of course, like I said, as soon as I had the ability to make clothes, I made everybody clothes. As soon as I had the ability to make structures, I grabbed the structures. And there with something to help defend myself, but it was garbage. The wood signs, I've been thinking about putting them up to try to help keep me from getting lost. That way, there's a paintbrush further down here. I guess I might as well grab that paintbrush. Right there, there's the paintbrush. Usually it unlocks several different things with it. Those are they're dummies. I was there with anyway. Okay, and then I went wood structures. I got those because I was wanting to use those for interior walls. And then see, that's one of the things you have to have. And then the woods. And then the leather armor, which is what I had on when I put my metal chest on. Large storage. The small storage is a waste of money. If you want to count this as money, you're better off just to go ahead and skip it and go straight to the large storage. Takes a lot more material. I've been this close. I know you can't see what this close means, but I've been this close so many times to getting my boat built. But I'm never by the water when I have it, and then something comes up and I have to build something else, and it's really irritating. Fishing rod, I have not yet been fishing yet. I've been meaning to try. There's my metal tools. I've been working on trying to get them built. I was going to build them instead of 7 chess pieces, but the game decided I needed 7 chess pieces instead. Thank you, game. I really appreciate it. Not robots, but for dinosaurs. You have actual live dinosaurs, and then you have robot dinosaurs. The robot dinosaurs are kind of cyborgish, so yeah, buyer beware either way. But I like the techno. I even called my place techno. I like the flashing lights on the techno dinosaur. And anyway. Here's my snow weather gear. I've got it on my list there with the materials. I've been trying to collect it up and save them. Haven't quite reached it yet. Here's my outside wall structure. That's to help protect me from individuals in the game and including animals. The other stuff is breaks real easy. The wood, it's better than the thatch, but it's not as good as the rock. There's actually, as you get further down in here, there's my stone fireplace. I'm on my list. Handcuffs to actually take people prisoner. The stone staircase I have not yet bought. I'll just go ahead and grab that while I'm here. There are different sloped walls. They're for different appearances and looks. They're doing your angled roofs on the houses, for eaves. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. There's more saddles, various. There with the sword there with the was on my list as well. The toilet takes crystals. Yeah, there was. I don't know why a toilet needs crystals, but apparently it needs crystals. There the guns. I was 10 forged metal shy of having me a sniper rifle, rounds, and a scope. I left camp to go get them. They yelled at me because I was too far away from camp. I came back and I was 40 metal into get forged metals shy of having enough metal to make my sniper rifle. Anyway, to continue on, this here is, I don't remember unlocking that one. I don't know how that unlocked. I guess because I unlocked further on. I'm beginning to wonder about that with the other things as I come through it. If you unlock up above, it unlocks back below. There's actually a greenhouse when you get further up into the game. I've unlocked all this stuff, farming things, of course. There with the working with metal, it's unlocked these things. There with the whole metal house, which I don't know how that would actually work. The greenhouse double doors, war map. I guess that's to indicate locations on the thing, so you don't have to keep opening your map or whatever. There, remote keypad, which means that I can put in electricity, but I have not yet figured out how I put in electricity. There's a radio. There's some type of electricity on the direct metal. Okay, electrical generator. There's one right there. Electrical generator. That solved my question of what the hell. And it looks like a good reason to save up past 500 again, which is my high already on it. And here's my metal armor I just got. It takes that long to get metal armor, but by the time you get what I got built in the house, you go this far. And then there with the here is the oh, there's a headlamp thing here. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, they're kind of hard to see and stuff, but as you get down further in, you get laser weapons. Where did laser weapons go? You get laser weapons and currents. Where'd the laser weapons go? Anyway, there's laser weapons and stuff like that. Anyways, it gets really complicated and into like sci-fi space stuff here towards the end. There with the more advanced you get, even fancier clothing and stuff. Isn't that a wagon? Doesn't that look like a wagon you could pull behind something right there? It sure does. That looks like a semi-automatic sniper rifle right there. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but that's what it looks like. That looks like a car, maybe? I know there was a motorboat last night I found. Instead of that makeshift sailboat that I had, there was an actual metal, there in the metal areas, there was an actual motorboat to run around in. Anyway, like I said, it looks like it's daylight, and that's the other reason. It'd be nice if my evening shade was still here, and then I would have morning shade and evening shade, which would keep me from getting hot. Eventually, I will move from this location to a northern location, so I'll have shade from evening sun. but right now it's not going to happen. I'm going to try to get me a nice little shop here going. Of course, that's my first response. I am a Wagoneer. I got me a blacksmith going right here. I've got me a nice little area right here for storage. I got another area down here for storage, which will be even better storage than the storage up here. And then right out the door here, I'm going to build me a nice little garage to park my glow-in-the-dark mule. Anyway, my recommendation: spawn in the easy, and like I said, I went to the medium first thing. This is I just love this place full of turtles. I am so mad they got rid of all my rocks and all my trees that I told them not to get rid of. I'm not like trying to run a campaign or anything, but it was really disappointing, and that's what I meant by a life lesson. We all agreed, we all discussed, we all agreed, we all discussed, and every time I'd walk away and come back, they would be more and more of them gone, and eventually they were all gone. Anyway, thanks for viewing if you did. So far the game's alright. Like I said, it reminds me of the year 2000 programming and the controls of PC games during that time. I've been involved in gaming since I can remember. My first computer programming I did when I was in kindergarten. You remember when Star Wars Empire Strikes Back come back? I had already done my first program on a computer and ran my first program simulation to see how programming worked when that movie came out. One time in the shopping store, they had released it on RCA, which is a disc unit. It's a record disc that had movies on it, and the place was selling the discs and TVs, and they were playing that movie. And my brother Craig came back from the electronic department and said that they had a lock on the computers because people were doing computer programs on the computers for sale in this place. And one of the things he liked to do was this program we learned where we did an infinite repeat of anything we wanted. And when we did the infinite repeat of anything we wanted, the only way to clear the program was to delete off and restart the computer. Well, he really liked it, and he liked to brag about it, and I'd say more than likely he bragged at school to one of the other kids about it. And one of them that was either... he explained it well enough that someone sick enough actually put something in there that was so bad that they made it to where we couldn't play on them anymore. Anyway, I guess that's about it. And thanks for viewing.